Alrighty. What time is it? It is... How come it's not showing me my face on the front?
Because I doesn't want it to break the camera.
So you f***ed it up?
No, you f***ed it up somehow.
This guy. No! Oh, it says... Alrighty, so it is Friday the 4th. I was supposed to be leaving about a half an hour ago to pick up my motor from Idaho from Ed. However, we got a call saying there was a little issue with the timing cover. For some reason, the timing cover is not centering on the crank. So your front crank seal, your front main seal, whatever you want to call it, was gushing out oil on the dyno. Can't figure out why it's not fitting correctly. He measured two different timing covers that he has of mine there, a brand new one and the old one that came off that had a small crack in it, and they both measured exactly the right way. The block does have dowel pins in it for the timing cover. We don't know what's incorrect, but we're leaning towards the block dowel pins being drilled in incorrect spot. Gonna rip those dowel pins out of there, enlarge the hole a little bit, get it centered on. It's only off by 50 thou, so it's not too bad, but it's enough to have it, you know, gush oil out. He's working on that right now. He's gonna give me a call, see if we should head out tonight or tomorrow to go pick it up. It's just gonna be me picking up. Carlton is gonna do me a favor, and we got my drift car in the shop. There's a couple things that we needed to do to this before we got the motor in. You know, it's nice that the motor's out of the way. We have all this room, drive shaft's out of the way. Well, I'll show you guys how ugly this is. This was what we had to cut out of the trans tunnel to fit my big ass seat. You guys might have saw part of that in a video a long time ago, but obviously it looks like shit. It's not to Carlton and I's standard. We don't ever do stuff like that. It's very ugly and we feel disgusted that we even did it. However, we were in a big time rush. This was the day before Pro-Am that we did this, just because we ran out of time, and I had to have a Halo seat in for Pro-Am this year. So it was the day before Pro-Am, and then right after that Pro-Am round that day, we left straight from the track and went straight to Drift Week. And then, of course, as you know, at the end of Drift Week, the motor blew. So we haven't had, this car's been sitting in the garage in the house since the day we pulled the motor, which is the day we got back from Drift Week. So that is something that needs to get fixed. Like I said, we don't do stuff like that. You know, we always do it right the first time so we don't have to do it again, except for this one case. And it was purely just because we ran out of time. While I'm going to pick up my motor, Carlton is gonna rip this guy out. We're gonna take out the torque arm mount, get this out of his way. And he is gonna build a quick little replacement plate and weld it in there. And one other thing we needed to do was mount the seat better. We basically just took an old Corbeau bracket, cut it down, sat it all the way on the floor to fit my big ass seat in there. It's the biggest Sparco seat you could get. Doesn't quite fit very well. So other thing he needs to do is get a better seat mount on there. So he's gonna work on that. Hopefully tomorrow when I come back, we can just drop the motor in and be ready to roll. And hopefully everything goes to plan. You guys shall see. I forgot to mention why we're trying to get this done so quick. It's February, so we're still way ahead of the season. However, we have a gender reveal. I'm having a kid, so we're gonna be doing a huge burnout. We got colored smoke tires coming from Australia. Carlton is the only one that knows the gender. So he ordered the tires and they're coming all the way from Australia. And when I do the burnout, that's when we'll know, you know, if it's a boy or a girl or not. Other than that, this car's gonna get a big transformation. Every single body panel needs to be replaced. I mean, it's just beat up. Fenders are actually no, those need to be replaced. Doors need to be replaced. Quarter panels need to be replaced. Thanks to Garrett Terrio for that one. Smashed me with his 4x4 steel front bumper that guy made. Thanks for that one, Garrett. Love you, buddy. After the gender reveal, I have about 2.5 months or so till the first round, so I can mess around and get this thing all completely done. Alrighty, got the two lower panels off, just unbolted the seat. What do you think?
I don't want to do this.
You know what I think? I think that's a big seat in a real small spot.
Yeah, dude, you should get smaller, bro.
You know, I could probably change the weight thing, but the height thing, I don't think I can get shorter. I already drink a lot of coffee, you know. Supposedly that stunts your growth, so.
It worked for me.
Are you over it?
No, I got good patience, dude.
A lot better than me.
That's why I'm doing it. All right, impatience is gone.
So he is taking the seat out right now. I just got the call that I need to start heading over east. I'm heading out, and thank you to Buddy for doing this for me. I know you're only doing it because it means we can get your car in here sooner and get your motor in.
I genuinely want to help you out,
Yeah.
get your car ready,
Say it without
because
smiling.
I have taken the shop space for so long that
Yeah.
I just want to help
Going on a
you.
year.
I just want to help you, and you know.
Yeah. Such a nice guy. Always thinking about me, not himself. Sir, please do not scratch my door bars. They're fresh. Oh. Sir. All right, out comes the gorilla seat. Boom.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It's disgusting, but... All right, I'm heading out to Idaho. Carlton's going to continue, so you guys will see it.
All right, you guys. So I started off by pulling out the crap that was in here. We had like a block here to shim the seat up because Tory's head would hit on this bar here. And then we had all this leftover that was in here. So I basically grinded this down. It's good for right now. I pulled the plugs that are in here, and I got to figure out how we're going to mount this seat better. So I think what I'm going to start with is I really want to take a look underneath the car. I think I'm going to cut out this whole section of floor pan. The biggest problem is how wide it is. And that's why this is all cut out and needs to be redone. Because it was really hacked, just like keep cutting, try to fit, keep cutting. So really this is like one of the big problems. We moved the torque arm out of the way. Gotta leave this section because this is where the seat belt goes. I don't know, you guys, this is gonna be interesting. All right, let's get the car up and I can look at it a little bit more. Keep thinking. So now we're underneath the car, taking a look at what's going on here, and I think I came up with a solid game plan. I think the first thing I'm gonna try and do is cut more of this trans tunnel out and create a little bit more clearance for the seat to come this way, because we kind of have an issue with the roll bar up there next to Tory's head. And that's my main concern. I don't want anything to happen to the poor bastards. Start with the trans, see how the seat fits, and I got a little bit of curve on these that's kind of holding it back, so I'm gonna trim that, make that as flat as possible all the way around here. Set the seat in, see how much more I can get it to slide over a little bit, check it on the roll bar, and then from there, if I want to be able to drop it down or I can't quite figure out a mounting point for it, then I'll make my decision on what I'm going to do here. Doesn't look like much right now, but we just took a little bit more out, and then I'm gonna fit the seat in there, see if it's a little bit better, and then proceed from there. So we got more cut out here. I gotta trim this dash piece that he has, or center console, whatever you wanna call it. Trimmed all the way through here and made it look 10 times better. Got this part out, just cleaned up the burrs a little bit, so when I slide the seat in there, it doesn't cut it all up. So we're gonna drop this thing down, put the seat in, see how much more work we gotta do, which we know it's gonna be a lot. So I got the side panel cut out, and I got the seat back in, and right now it's just basically in the same position that it was in. But I wanted to check the clearances and see if I could actually move it or do anything with it at all. Like, this is how close it is. This is a big ass seat, dude. So basically, I think what I'm going to try and work on now, I'm going to leave it in this location because, like I said, I don't want to go any more to the right, else we're going to lose center to the steering. And with the way his steering's set up, they made this plate and made it solid. It's not slotted, so he can't change his actual shaft location, which him and I have talked about. He wishes he would have done it different, and that's why we did mine different. So, I'm going to leave the trans tunnel alone and pull the mounts off of this seat, see what I can do to possibly mount it differently. If I can get it to sit any closer to the ground, I'm gonna attempt to, or even if I can try and kick the seat back, which I don't even think I can, dude. It is so tight in here. See if I can kick it back a little bit so that way he's at least, his arms are at a decent length. It's really hard for me to gauge because I'm full extended arm on the top of the wheel. Obviously, it doesn't drive on top of the wheel, but like, man, I can reach the handbrake. I couldn't turn the car on though. I'd have to loosen my belts. So let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna keep trying to come up with something for this. Okay. Oh, let me get the fancy dancy Milwaukee light. Seat is mounted in. So this is what the bottom plate looks like from underneath. So I spot welded here. I started to massage it to have a curve here. I'm gonna work on it a little bit more. Let's get it up there tight. It'll be welded right across here. All these spots here, I'll massage in, weld on the inside, and then I'll come out back down here and tap it and make it all sit real flush. But this turned out good. So I drilled and tapped these for a 3/8 bolt on both sides, and that looks pretty good to me. Use some grade 8 bolts there. This is the bracket, how it ended up holding the seat, and then obviously here on the seat it sits on the floor. It's well supported, it's pretty solid. So now that I have it here this far, I'm going to start working on the side pieces here. Form it to match this of the seat right underneath, and then go from there. Alright, you guys, I kind of took off. I didn't set the time lapse back up because I was just cruising. So this is what it looks like from the inside. Not bad. Now there's gonna always be a space here, but I'll close that off on both ends on the outside underneath the car. Not being able to do it in one piece, I think it turned out pretty good. So I'm gonna get those all tacked in and then work on probably just finish welding it up, make those end pieces, then we're looking good. Everything underneath is welded. Good to go. So I'm gonna go into the car now and weld the inside, and then after that I'll work on sealing it up completely, both there and here on this spot.
Got it. It's right back there. I'm packed in the edge. I forgot that I sent everything in these 3 big totes, and yeah, they take up a lot of room. So I'm gonna have to clean out Kayla's car once I get done with this. Thanks to Ed, motor is good to go. No leaking oil out of the front cover. Everything is good. We ended up with 605 horsepower and I think 598 torque. Everything's actually really nice. Super happy with it. Obviously, you know, it's a lot better to be, you know, more horsepower. You always want the more horsepower, right? But I'm okay with 605. I'm happy with that. It is 12:56. I just left Ed's in Idaho, and I have a 5.5 hour drive back. So I'm very excited to drive. I fucking hate driving long distances so much. I hate it so much, but gotta do it. We will check back in when we get home and get this thing unloaded, and that's the next thing you guys will see. So I just got back a little bit ago, and this dude is an animal. Absolute animal. Just tearing this up. I'm sure he's already shown it and talked about it. He's old. Big help. Big help. So he's getting that all taken care of. Finally got home. Motor made it safe and sound. Packed up in the back here. There it is. Just remember, I had those valve covers first. Carlton liked them so much he had to get the same ones. I will agree though, they're the best looking ones out there. So I can't show you the whole timing cover mishap on the other side, but I'll try to explain that more once we get it out. 605 horsepower and 595 torque. It's basically ready to go in. Hopefully this thing goes in pretty quick. We're gonna head over and get the cherry picker because we can't use the crane for this because I took the edge, so the crane can't come down and get into it. But yeah, this thing is turning out great. Carlton's doing a hell of a job, and it's kind of nice that he was able to stay here and, you know, rock that out, because the sooner we get this car done, the sooner we get Brutus done, the sooner his car comes in and gets done.
He already talks about you coming back. Nobody cares about you.
I'm just here for the hard part.
Dude shows up just to paint it. It's done. All welded in. Everything's solid. I'm just touching his spot that he's gonna paint so he messes it up so I can get mad at him. I'll show you guys the inside when the car's back up. The inside. The underside.
You gotta remember it's wider than that because the screen's a lot smaller, so you don't have to like scoot over, you know, like even right here I'm probably still in it. What do we got here?
1200 horsepower.
1200 horsepower. Bam! Bam! Bam!
Bam.
I was telling the camera earlier how you copied my valve covers because they're the coolest ones out there.
What do you mean? We don't have the same ones.
Yeah.
Mine are orange.
Well, there it is. One has a water pump and one doesn't. Don't know what to say. They're here finally.
Yeah, there's not much to say.
There's not what to say. They're both ready to go. Carlton's looks prettier for sure because everything's brand new. I really like his black oil pan. That's pretty rad. Kind of wish mine was black.
That's the Ford racing one.
Yeah,
The road race one.
I should probably get that one. Brand new dart block. All done, ready to go. Pretty exciting.
Pretty sweet.
So you guys all saw everything that Carlton did. I just threw a coat of paint on it just to cover it. None of it's going to be seen because it's going to be under the seat, but I know it's kind of weird looking, but that's how it is. And then we're going to do undercoat on the other side. So thanks again for that, buddy. Are you taking a picture of your motors? Or our motors?
I can't decline my mom on camera. Turn her off real quick.
All right, Sunday morning. Hey, has he ever got one of the little boxes?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you did? I don't remember.
It says Real Slim Shady on it.
Oh, yeah, I know, I remember. Getting the torque arm up and in there, painted it. Doesn't look the best. Well, undercoat. That sprays everywhere. We cleaned it all up, but it was all over the floor. So that is good enough. Did a little bit of clearance. A little bit of clearance over there, and we're good to go. Goal today is to put that in here. We are going to work away, do a couple other things along the way. Got to replace this hydro line. As you can see, the drive shaft came up and smacked it. So it's smashed up there. Gonna get that all replaced and a bunch of other little stuff. Let's get to it. Motor's in. We haven't been filming much because we've been just busting ass getting everything done, but it's in. We good, Trevor?
Very clean, much big.
Thanks for your help, buddy. Oh, no big deal. Just a GSR rolling on its side. Took the old, replaced the main line. That's what Trevor was doing for me. Replaced the main line because it was burnt up a little bit. And then we took out the old return line because we don't need it anymore. So return line is gone. Trevor got that all put up there nice. And now bell housing trans and everything's going on. I just finished up the negative, power steering, return and feed. I'm gonna start putting on the radiator lines and got the sensor in. So should be real close. We're gonna try to get it going tonight. Everything underneath is done. Got the trans in, exhaust in, that's all done. So now we have everything up top. Gonna try to get it all finished up and we'll be ready to rock.
You guys are boring, man. It's also getting late. Hilarious.
Waiting for you to insert it.
That's what she said.
Okay, what?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Everything's done underneath except Carlton and Trevor are putting in the last seatbelt bolts right now. Something that we needed to do before we go all the way down. All the negatives are hooked up. Need a battery, buddy. Everything else is done. The only other thing I need to do is get the rest of the transmission fluid, run over to J2, get some water wetter, and put the oil in it, and we're ready to roll. So we will not be firing it tonight. However, we're gonna wait till Steve comes back tomorrow because he wants to fire it. So that's the plan. Alrighty, filling her up with water. Carlton's modifying a bolt for our new badass air filter, air cleaner. Made the swap this year. Went to the big bad boy rectangle one, carbon fiber. Shout out to
The smaller the leaner.
shout out to Ben White for giving me a killer deal because he's a washed up drifter, doesn't drift anymore, and was selling all of his shit, so I bought it. I think it's gonna look pretty rad sticking out of the hood. So everything's done. Carlton's just finishing that up right now, and then a little bit of trans fluid, and it's ready to fire.
Oh, I need more air.
Uh-oh.
Might be able to make it through. Might as well wait for more air, dude. Oh, dude! Whoa, cut it off.
If that doesn't work, we're gonna have to try and find one of the little normal guys.
I'm confused on how this works out.
You're confused?
He's just got it cut pretty far down. Oh, it's close. Wait, look at that. Pull it out. Look at how far down this thing goes. Yeah, he's got it going. So if that were the case, you'd have to cut this thing down some more. That's a real straight cut, bud.
What? That's how they all turn out. Well, it only took me half an hour to do it because there's no air in the thing. It's just extra grip. It grabs the threads earlier.
Extra grip. Should get this enough height.
Steady.
Steady as she goes. Too much height?
Dude, you guys, we're gonna get this one of these days.
We just put a different quarter 20 on there.
Why,
Put a
dude,
washer.
when we're this
We're gonna
close?
put a washer on it.
Yes.
Is it like 2 per side?
Yeah, it looks like it. Am I doing it?
I wonder if the hooks go on the bottom. You think it would look better if the...
Yeah, I took yours off.
Okay, I was gonna say. Boing.
Stop it.
Boing.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait to walk over to this car.
Let's do that.
Stop. Boom. Buddy,
What?
I need something. Quick. No, like a drain pan. And of course she gets this on camera. Dude, I hate the small girl so much. How is that full already? Only did like one. Oh, I guess it's only a quart and a half, isn't it? I think I got it on you. Oh, I hate this part so much. Look at your finger. Your pointer finger.
I think that's something else.
Carlton with the important jobs.
Did I hear your mom say, why are you still wearing those old shoes? Or something about your boots?
And those are my slippers.
No, she's talking about the slippers.
Oh.
Ghost has more camera time than I do. No, we can be real about that one.
All right. Everything underneath is done. Thank you, Carlton, today. Trevor, Uncle Steve. We are finished up, ready to go. Letting the oil level and the trans level off. Thank you for holding that.
No problem.
And we will be firing this thing off tomorrow. So, what do you got to say?
I don't have anything to say.
You were just going to say something about me saying so.
No, I wasn't. So.